Hey guys, so unfortunately Marquez couldn't be here to record this video with me, so I'm gonna have to run this theory video solo. We felt like we really wanted to get our opinions on what we think the true meaning of the movie Annihilation is onto our channel, even if it is well after the movie has already been released. And bear with us because we've only viewed this movie once, and those of you who have seen it by now know it is definitely a movie that needs 2, 3, maybe even 10 viewings to wrap your mind around what is being hurled at you, especially in the last 25 minutes. So there might be one or two flaws to our theory, or there might be things we missed, but without me ranting for any longer, here is our Annihilation theory. In Annihilation, Natalie Portman plays a biologist named Lena, whose husband, played by Oscar Isaac, has mysteriously reappeared after being missing for 12 months. However, he comes down with a deathly illness which leads to Lena discovering that he had been the sole survivor of one of many military groups who had ventured into a disaster zone where the laws of nature that we know do not exist. She then decides to join a group of 4 experts to embark into this zone, which they call the Shimmering, to try to find answers. Now, many audiences might go into this film not expecting the type of movie that this turned out to be, especially with the trailers making it seem like it would be the typical monster movie where the plot hinges on the human characters trying to escape some kind of creature through the whole runtime. But that wasn't the case with Annihilation. It was a way more metaphorical movie than what those trailers led you to believe. I remember after the movie had ended and the credits rolled, I turned to Marquez and my sister and asked, "What in the world did my eyes just witness?" Because to tell you the truth, the last third of this movie was definitely mind-blowing. But after the car ride home and discussing it some, here is the conclusion that we came to. The Shimmering is an area that exists as a representation of self-destructive thoughts and obsessions and how people tend to deal with them. What I mean by that is that all 5 of the main characters who are trekking through the Shimmering had something in their past or present that was haunting them, and how they learned to deal with those issues were represented by their fate within the Shimmering. Towards the beginning of the movie, the character Dr. Ventress even states something along the lines of, "Nobody chooses to commit suicide. They're all just self-destructive." Shepard, played by Tuva Novotny, had a daughter who had died of leukemia. It is made clear that she is still struggling to deal with her loss. Through these destructive thoughts that plague her mind, she is ultimately violently killed by a mutant bear in the Shimmering and is the first of the group to die. Anya, played by Gina Rodriguez, is revealed to have been an alcoholic and is now sober, but is still haunted by her past obsessions. Her inner struggle is even demonstrated when the group is trying to make a tough decision after Shepard's death of whether they want to turn back or keep moving forward. Anya angrily argues that they should turn back and go the way they came, even though Lena explains that their target, the lighthouse, is closer than where they came from. This dwelling of the past and wanting to retread past habits and wanting to go back to them eventually leads to her losing her trust with the group and her mind, and she is then also violently killed by the mutant bear. Josie, played by Tessa Thompson, is shown to have scars on her arm, and it is explained that she cuts herself because she wants to feel something and to feel alive. Throughout their adventure, she begins to accept what is going on around them and who she is. This peaceful mindset to her self-destructive thoughts is represented by her suddenly growing plants from her body as she slowly strolls to a field where she is consumed by the flowers. Her peaceful death symbolizes her coming to terms with her thoughts. Dr. Ventress, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh, is revealed to have cancer. This pushes her to become obsessed with reaching the lighthouse because she has nothing to lose. This obsession, which led to her compelling this group of women to go into the Shimmering, causes her to feel guilty and become even more obsessed with reaching the lighthouse. Once she reaches it, she has completed her goal and she is able to let go of her self-destructive thoughts and is disintegrated. Finally, there's Lena, who is the main focus of the movie. Throughout the film, her and Kane's marriage is shown through flashbacks. In the beginning, it is shown to be a happy relationship, but as the movie goes on, the flashbacks begin to reveal that Lena has been having an affair with a coworker that her husband knows about, and he has become more and more obsessed with his job. In the third act of the movie, a flashback shows Lena is guilty and disgusted with herself because of her affair and chooses to end it. Once Lena reaches the lighthouse, she sees a recording of her husband kill himself after instructing to whoever is recording to find her. Before the recording ends, what seems to be a clone of her husband comes into shot. Lena is then confronted by an extraterrestrial humanoid who begins to mirror her actions. After the being morphs into her appearance, she lights a grenade, and what is led to believe is the real Lena exits the lighthouse while she slowly watches her doppelganger become engulfed in flames and explode, bringing down the lighthouse and its surroundings. This symbolizes her letting go of her self-destructive habits and thoughts as she grows into a new person. At the end, when Lena is reunited with her now cured husband, she asks if it is really him, to which he replies, "I don't know," and then asks if she is Lena. They both embrace each other while the camera zooms into Lena's eyes and shows an unnatural swirling.
It's destroying everything.
It's not destroying. It's making something new.
Annihilation was certainly far from what I or Marquez expected. We're gonna have to see it again soon to see if our theory holds up. Another theory we thought of was that maybe the movie was about an alien couple who came to Earth trying to integrate themselves into human society, and it wasn't until Kane was the first to reach the lighthouse that they had found their first disguise, and was then instructed to find its pair so the two could finally be reunited. Or it could very well be that both theories are correct in their own ways. Either way, we would definitely recommend Annihilation to anyone who likes metaphorical movies.